100. So please, if you're new here, subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up. Like, it helps me with getting my content out there. Like, we're really doing this year. So, and also share, like, comment, just anything, just make an impression, just show me your way here, that type of thing. So anyways, if you know me by now, you know that I'm a lawyer. I'm in private practice, and sometimes I like to talk about things that I am noticing in my day-to-day practice. And I've noticed something very interesting, a bit worrying, but quite interesting. So there's certain people who think if you do something, immediately your right to be heard is taken away. Like, let's say you cheat in an exam, you're at school and you cheat in an exam, like, and then the board or the school or whoever just decides, this is now your punishment, this is how we're going to go about it, you're now disqualified, or something like that. Like, that's not right. I don't want to start with the Constitution. I want to start with the Bible today. So even if you think about, I'm talking about the right to be heard. Like, you have a right to be heard. Like, know your rights, guys. You have a right to be heard. If you allegedly do something and a decision is made that's going to affect your rights, a decision is made that's going to affect you, you should be given an opportunity to be heard. Like, people need to call you to be like, yo, you did this, so what do you have to say about yourself? There has to be something written down, some sort of proceeding, something like that. Then you appeal, etc. and stuff like that. I'm getting legal. But what I want you to know is that you have a right to be heard. So I've noticed that most boards and, and people in general just think, well, somebody did this, they don't have a right to be heard. Like, why should we be listening to them when they did this? First of all, you're presumed innocent, right? Until proven guilty. Secondly, you have a constitutional right to be heard. The out and partem rule is a rule of natural justice. It's a principle that's embedded in the Constitution, the Administrative Justice Act, and most statutes, really, when you think about it. So even if you look at the Bible, God didn't just, punish Adam and Eve. Like, he didn't just say to himself, well, Eve did this, Adam did this, so I'm now going to punish them. He literally had to be like, Adam, where are you at? Like, what happened? And then obviously Adam was like, because, it's always the woman. But anyways, the idea is God had to call them, like, come here, let's talk. What happened? Okay, this happened. Now I'm going to punish you. So it's exactly the same thing with your relationships. Even in your relationships, like even with your husband or your wife or something like that, if something happens, don't just make a decision before calling the other person. Like, let's sit down, let's talk. It's communication. It's basically basics of communication. But then I noticed that a lot of people in general just think if something happens, if let's say you cheat in an exam, you're a student and you cheat in an exam, and then they'll just decide, like, you're not disqualified, like, you're disqualified, we're not dealing with you anymore. Or you do something, maybe you had a license to operate something, and then to operate a hotel or to operate, I don't know, a restaurant or something like that, and there's an authority that is giving out these licenses, and then you breach, one of the provisions or one of the conditions to you getting that license. They're not just supposed to suspend you. They're supposed to call you and be like, yo, you did this and that, so we've decided, like, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh, okay, but anyways, this is our decision. That's just, it's just something that's just natural, even from the Bible to the rules of, natural justice. You just need to be heard. So I guess I'm talking to like different kinds of people. So if you are, but this applies to everyone, like I've said, even in your relationships, like, give the other party, I don't know if you're out there punishing each other in your relationships, or you are, you're giving each other boundaries in relationships. You don't just give me a boundary. You sit me down and you talk to me and you say, you did this and that. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, so this is now the boundary that I'm giving you in this relationship. Like, you're not supposed to talk to that person and you're not supposed to talk to that person. But you don't just decide, like, you sit down with the other person. So all I'm trying to say at the end of the day is, always give the other person a right to be heard, an opportunity to be heard. Like, you did this and that, what you have to say for yourself. It's basic, it's communication. Like, always try to communicate with the other people. It's legal, it's social as well. So I've actually just noticed that it's also social. It applies to all relationships, to all friendships, to our communities and stuff like that. Just make sure you always give the other person, the other party, an opportunity to be heard. Listen to what they have to say before you make a decision that actually affects them, because you can't just wake up. Like, even God didn't do that. So who are you, a mere mortal, to just decide this is what I'm gonna do? Like, do the right thing. And if it ever happens to you, just know that you were supposed to be given an opportunity to be heard, and that's actually something that you can take to court and stuff like that. I think I already said this is not legal advice, right? Like, I'm not giving out legal advice. That's a disclaimer. This is not legal advice. If you have an issue, call your lawyer, go see your lawyer, go to court and stuff like that. So that's what I just wanted to talk about. By the way, I am filming at night. Guys, I'm putting in so much effort into my channel. So please make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you have anything else that you want me to talk about, just let me know. Because I come up with these topics not just from my head, but it's something, I noticed something interesting or something worrying, and I'm like, I need to talk about this. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, be nice, be kind, because you never know what the other person is going through. All right, so bye, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.